All right, welcome to week 8. This week we are looking at the idea of experimental design. Experimental research is kind of hard to do with human subjects um, for reasons that we've talked about at various other chapters. Part of the challenge is, of course, that human subjects know they're being studied and are inclined to learn from the process. And so that can render your findings a little bit difficult or troubled. It can impact the significance, the applicability. Of course, when you again look at experimental design, I think it's easier to look at what the scientific community is trying to do with with testing vaccines to sort of illustrate how experiments can work. And the key to these experiments, the basic principles are is you have to create separate groups. You have to have a control group and an experimental group. You have to make sure that each of those groups are as similar as possible, that they have the same number of people, the same ages, the same gender mix, the same relative health issues. They all have to be sort of the same, and then you have to engage in some kind of intervention. In the instance of kind of testing for a vaccine, you would give one group, a control group, a placebo, and then you would give the other group, the actual vaccination, be it Pfizer, Moderna, or whatever. And then you would need to study that group over time. And in fact, we're not going to be completely sure about what the long-term effects of any of these, um, you know, uh, whatever they're called, the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines, for a couple of years. And we're still going to be learning about, what effect they have. Now, right now, they appear to be remarkably safe and remarkably, effective. In fact, arguably more effective than is the typical flu shot. So, um, again, I think these are the kinds of questions that it's similar when you study political issues. Um, but again, it's challenging because uh, you don't want to mess with people's minds. And of course, I think in the earlier chapters they talk about the idea of deception, and we really want to avoid those kinds of things. And there are all kinds of issues that you have to try and control for without, you want to be as open as possible with the people that you're experimenting on, while at the same time not allowing them to guess what it is that you're trying to do. So again, it's challenging with political phenomena, less so with health-related things and natural phenomena. You can control, and you can create experimental conditions, laboratory-like conditions. It's harder to do that when you're studying political phenomena. But again, I think this is an interesting chapter. This week we just have, again, the forum and the quiz. So let's make sure we have a great week and get a lot done and learn a lot.